What's up, Alphas? It's your boy Alphas. I'm coming back at you with another video and reminding you to keep stumping. Something amazing can happen. Okay, we got Power Book of Ghosts 2, Episode 4. Episode The Prince. On this episode, we actually start off with Monet breaking down the rules to Tariq. We know Tariq is now selling drugs for Monique. And we learned in the last episode that she actually was telling him that if you're gonna do this, you gotta do it by my rules. She told her husband what was going on, and essentially the husband sent Tasha a message, in which early in this episode we find out that Tasha wanted Tariq to get a weapon and get a gun because it's danger, because she sensed what's going on. Like Monet said, that he is a weakness to her because Tariq don't really have no, he's reckless. He don't really have a weakness. So he doesn't really have a weakness. So they have to try to figure out a way to manipulate the situation to ensure that he does what they want. So it's a very good way of actually implementing why Tasha's important to his family, and the phone that they gave them is really a good point. So that was the first part of the episode. That's how it started, essentially. We see Tariq with Simon's husband, his booster friend, who was in business with his father. We see them actually talking over and discussing what is going on about their relationship, and actually coming up with a plan to make an app, because of course he seems like he's a genius app maker. He sets deals. He said 3%. Tariq offers 5%, 15. He offers 3%. The other guy offers 15%, and they negotiate the 5%. As we see later on that they get, but he says 15% when Tariq needs him, because Tariq is desperate. Simple business play. When someone is desperate, that you actually do that. You ploy and understand a business plan. And I apologize if I'm talking fast. I'm trying to get this done. My throat is sore because I just had surgery, but we good. By the way, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube. If you're on Google or any other site, hit that follow button real quick. I normally have a partner, but today I'm doing it solo, so that's even more pressure on me, but we got this. We doing it. We killing it today. As I said before, Tasha figures out Tariq is selling, tells him about a gun. Jabari has them read The Prince by Nikolai Machiavelli. If you know Nikolai Machiavelli, he's a power move, sociopath, tendency teacher, how to be a prince. That's where Tupac got his name from, Machiavelli. He wrote The Prince. It's a story about how when you get enemies, you destroy them completely and wholly. And that comes to play through this whole episode and set up enemies. So basically, it's like a foreshadowing episode. This episode did a great job of foreshadowing some possible things that I'm going to talk about later on. Talks about betrayal, alliances, destroying your enemies. Told me, like I said, Lauren is outed that she has a man, Paige. Everybody hates Chris, got a man. She don't, and she was a little upset that the school boo found out. And I'm saying the school boo found out. We're going to talk about that a little later on. I'm very interested in it. Again, we find out Jabari might just be a sex addict. Jabari might be a sex addict. I don't know what he got going on, but he seems to love them girls in his class and everybody else. You see Tariq is going for the look. He's going for optics. He wanted to look good. As described in The Prince, you can lead by looking good. So again, it's all leading back to The Prince. Every episode is based on the book title from the story, and I love that. It keeps the story consistent, keeps it great. The fact that each time they have a book in class, that they do it. By the way, this episode we don't get to call Zeke stupid. It's weird, bro. I'm used to saying Zeke is stupid and Tasha's a horrible liar, but this episode didn't have a lot of that. The GTG boys had a problem. They got cut off. They call Monet bad word. I'm not saying it because YouTube might not know the bad words, so I'm not gonna wish that on my channel. CPM, keep it high forever. And we find out Monet a little crazy. Kane is a little crazy too, and he beat, in the words of Monet, he beat the brakes off that GTG boy. He whooped him, man. Yeah, and then we found out what the plan was. We found out the whole real life plan, even though we kind of knew it. That what Tariq was going with. It's an online tutoring service that he using to hide the drugs. The people that want to get tutored. The people that want drugs, get drugs. And they figured out a little smart way to do it. I didn't know what the plan was when he wanted to thing, but he got an app to do it, which is Tariq is very brilliant on it. He's like his daddy, man. You see Marsha or gets paid by David. Davis doesn't care. But his girl is kind of suspicious. She kind of suspicious on how Tariq getting his money. He is very suspicious. David doesn't care. This is the biggest case of his life. He doesn't care how long he gets money. He said it's none of my business, none of our business. If the kid doing it illegally through some funds or something, that we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna find out later on why. That's not really why. That's gonna come into a story later on, I think. David Mcclean eats Sax up in front of the judge. He wants Sax recused. Yes, he wants Sax recused. And I'm very interested what that's gonna happen. Cause Paula, Paula's really good at her job being an investigator, figuring out the stuff David needs to get what he wants. She found out Sax information, so I'm interested how she gonna come into play. I think she might die, bro. Can I say that? I think she might. I think they might kill. I think they might kill off, bro. Paula, they might kill Paula off, bro. That's what I'm thinking right now, cause she too good of an investigator. We see Kane and his mama Monet is actually in there talking. You can sense in this part that Kane is feeling like he's out of place. Like he wants to be a leader. He want to be more leadership, bro. He know his dad don't want him in the leadership, bro. Now he feeling like his mama don't want him in the leadership, bro. So it's kind of very interesting to see how they gonna do that, how they handle that. Again, we in the midway point, so I want to say thank y'all for watching. If y'all been listening this far, hit that follow button, hit that. If you on the podcast site, if you on the YouTube, hit that like and subscribe. I'm sorry it's not more of a discussion type video, but I'm solo this week and my throat hurting, so I'm not gonna try to make it long or talk too much. I'm just gonna get to the play and tell you what my thoughts, write my notes, and tell y'all how I feel, and let y'all in the comments tell me how y'all feel. Just let me know, man. I'm very interested in what y'all think, because this is very interesting. This is a good episode to me. Like I said, Kane feeling left out. And then in these decisions, we see that Monet sends Drew to the school. Drew, of course, we found out a little bit about Drew. We didn't know much about Drew. Drew hasn't been featured a lot. We kind of found out Drew is gay. You see him, he got a little basketball boo. Sax asked the detective to tell Tariq again, like he did in the original Power, which they did that time, but this time they not. That comes into play when they ask questions. And that man, Sax, is a beast, by the way. But he wants somebody to tell him the detective ain't gonna do it. We see Riley comes into play. Riley's doing drugs. This is his brother's daughter. She wants him to get her off. He's a very high official in the U.S. Attorney office. She wants him to get her off. He uses her to tell Tariq. Again, Sax is again, we all know how this goes with Sax. It's like a replay. It's a lot. We know it's like a replay of the original Power. We seen this also. Sax is when he interviews the old detective, his old partner. He eats her alive. Sax is very good at cross-examining. He is really good at it. He killed this and he was destroying her, man. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, oh my goodness, Sax is eating her alive because she called him crooked. But then he put it back on her like, yo, you a detective, you do all this illegal stuff, but you accused me of doing it. She couldn't deny it because she under court order. They're gonna come into play later on too. And she's still in that position, so the judge like, I'm gonna send this report to your leadership and you gonna lose your job. Sax like, yo, you try to eat me alive, I eat you alive. We find out Tariq is a liar to Paula. Said he stole money from his grandma. And she's gonna try to find a way to help him with the money. I think when he gets in trouble later on, because I think they hitting it there because the grandma story makes him sad. Tariq again is playing the long game. He is like ruthless. But who also ruthless is his partner, his new business partner, Simon's husband. He is very ruthless. Like I said earlier, he went back up to 15% when he sensed that. When you sense that blood, man, you just want to bite. So his Simon's husband, like, yo, I sense blood. You seem desperate. 15% of we can't do these. We can't do these transactions that you need because Paula is worried about it. As we see, Drew is getting distracted. Drew's always distracted. Tariq escapes him. The basketball player Boo wants a tattoo. We see Drew drawing him. We find out officially that he's gay. And he's kissing him, but then Tariq needs him at this point because, again, Tariq needs supply because Tariq is running out of supply. He doesn't have enough supply for the people that buy him because his business is very successful right now. It is very successful. So, of course, he hitting Drew up that he needs the supply, even though he told Drew earlier he didn't need no more supply, but now he does. Which leads to Drew being distracted, which leads to Drew calling Diana and Diana coming back in the situation in which Diana shows up, meets Drew. She seems very manipulative. I'm still holding on that she's going to be the main antagonist in upcoming seasons and a love interest at the same time. Cause like I said last week, I'm projecting that she's going to jail, man. She's going to jail. Not Diana, Monet. Monet is going to jail. Diana's going to want to get revenge, but she's going to love him at the same time. He's going to do something to save Diana, but probably put Monet in jail and probably get Kane killed because Kane, Kane might not die because Kane is kind of like a Tommy character, so they might keep him around, even though I think he's going to grow into more of a boss role. I think they keep leading to him that he's stupid and he can't lead, so I think that's going to lead more into that. Kane might end up being the one to kill Monet. You don't never know these stories. We find out that the council is a liar and the Democrats are corrupt. We know that already from the previous poll, but he lied in front of the judge so heavy. He even admitted in the story that he lied because he knew that he did all that stuff to why he beat his wife, he harassed people, he was a murderer, all that about Ghost. He admitted it, but then we saw him go to the case. The Democrats said, "This is what you're gonna say," and he said it. We come back. Monet asked Drew about Tariq. Drew tells him that he couldn't get it. Monet is impressed. He's close to the vest. He said that what we need. He ain't gonna get us in trouble. GTG boys was in the open, so it's a good thing. But then she sees the art he drew of the basketball player Boo. I'm not on basketball player Boo. And she sees it, and then she said, "Your father doesn't think you're ready for this, but I do," which is a complete lie. Again, Monet gonna get in trouble doing stuff like that, but that's what it is. But that's a lie. She said she believes in him, but he can't be soft. Also trying to hint at manliness, something in the black community that we often deal with. So now we are going to finally meet Lauren's family, and we realize how plastic they are. Tariq has to be late to something in every episode, as we know. He is late to this. He wasn't late to class, but he's late to the date with Lauren, the date. We find out about her family. Her family is trying to basically force things on her. The same to Diana, which I think is why this love triangle works. And Tariq got his dad, Ghost, try to force things on him, but he ended up killing his dad. So I think it's going to lead into a lot of different stuff. I think it's a lot of... We also see another explanation for the prince, if you didn't get it, about how some people say it's the sociopath. It's the guide to how to be the perfect sociopath. So we're going to see about that. We're going to see what he thinks about that. Is he going to be the sociopath? What is Tariq? Every book leads you to see more about Tariq's character, and I'm very interested in that. Tariq selling drugs and Lauren's fear of addiction, because she says she's afraid she might become addicted. So she is terrified that that's the reason she's trying to get away, because her brother got addicted on different drugs. I think there's some forecasting too. I think Lauren might end up being a druggie that he loved and feel guilty for, while Diana be his crazy boo that he got a mama in jail. Now she's trying to kill him, but they love each other. And that's gonna be the weird triangle, the same as Tasha, Ghost, and Angela. I think that's gonna be their new weird triangle. As we see in this episode, Tariq kissed both Lauren and Diana. Player, I see you, boy. We see him at the party. Riley shows up to the party. Brayden dumb self. Of course, Brayden's stupid, so he He tries to get the number, blah blah blah. They gonna get in a circle. Braden gonna probably tell all the secrets because Braden's Braden, so he gonna tell all the secrets and get exposed. And then Sack's gonna have some on Tariq. He already got the picture, but that's all he got. He can't really use the picture much. So he gonna put everything together and try to build a case against Tariq on how he getting the money to fund David Mcclean, and he's gonna try to probably use that against him. Even though I think it's gonna end up backfiring on him. We see at the party that Tariq gets the pill, got suspended for fighting Braden. He said Tariq is ruthless, bro. He got his best friend in a fight. Braden handled himself though, so I think he was confident in his friend. So Braden handled himself. We see Carrie confronts Jabari on the definition. This is the definition of a toxic relationship. Like, she knows he slept with the grad student and all that stuff, and she don't care. She loves this sex addict, bro. It's like a very toxic relationship. I don't even understand what's going on with this relationship. It is very toxic. But I'm interested to see how it go. I'm still wondering if she'll sleep with Tariq to get back at him, because you know Jabari gonna sleep with some other student. I think he was trying to sleep with Lauren in this episode. That was very interesting at the beginning of the episode. Y'all see that? I thought he was trying to sleep with Lauren. We see David Mcclean is cheating on his wife with Paula. And while they sleeping together, he has this brilliant idea, as most men do, epiphanies. That's the best time to have an epiphany. I ain't gonna say the real word, you know what I'm saying? They're posting the clarity, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, he had that epiphany. Yo, Tamika know more about sex. So we see Tamika get a flower, the things that you have been summoned. She going to court. Next episode gonna be lit because Tamika is a savage too. At the end of the episode, we see the love triangle beginning to fully form because Lauren is finally getting into the episode, and Diana is finally getting in the mix too. Diana finally get to go to college and kiss Tariq. We see Lauren kiss Tariq. Lauren has a boyfriend named Marcus. Marcus showed up to the house. She played the game. Her family loved Marcus. Marcus is so great. He's the one you're gonna marry. Again, toxic parent with toxic trait. But Tariq tells Lauren he doesn't back down from a challenge, and their options are open, just like he is open and Marcus is open, and he don't back down from a challenge. Lauren sees Diana's name. He said, "Yeah, you got a boyfriend. I might have a girlfriend, but I'm still got my eyes on you, girl. We got a lot of options. We young." I feel that. So it was a very good episode. If you survived it on, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We do this every Sunday night. This comes right after Lovecraft Country. Lovecraft Country starts at 10:30 Eastern. I do Power right after. We'll be live. So if you want to stop by the YouTube, talk to me, tell me your thoughts, that'll be great. I look forward to the interaction. If you don't have time to stop by, you want to listen on the podcast, hit that follow button. We do this again. We'll do this right after. So about 12:01, it'll be up. Or you can wait till the next day. It'll be up on all podcast sites. So we look forward to that. And I thank y'all for watching. I'm sorry that I don't have my partner to discuss things. My throat's sore, but we still grinding. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Peace.